Good morning. So we are doing our lab to determine the Ka for weak acid, and I've done two titrations and have one more left to do, but my pH of our unknown acid before the titration was about 3.2, and then the final pH was about 8.5. And I added about 45 drops of my sodium hydroxide to get that titration to stay that pink color. But what we do is take our unknown, 2 milliliters of that, into our beaker, and then 1 drop of our phenolphthalein, which I think is just a color. That's what I think it's for. Anyway, and then it's clear to start, and then we just add our sodium hydroxide one by one in our dropper and keep stirring until it stays pink for about 30 seconds. And at that point we can take our pH using our high range pH paper and get our final pH for that solution. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to do my graph or my data table for every 2 drops of my sodium hydroxide added, and then I'll make a graph for that. And that titration curve can be used to determine our pKa. The inflection point of that curve is the equivalence point, and at that time the chemical equivalent amounts of acid and the base have reacted. And once we know that equivalence point, we can determine the half equivalence point, which is actually the pH that's equal to our pKa at the half equivalence point. So if the equivalent point is known, the half equivalence point can be determined, which gives us our pH for that curve. So after I do this, I will graph that info, and I think that's about it. Thanks.